In 1955, the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation was founded by a group of parents who were concerned about their children who'd been diagnosed and were not given a lot of hope. When our first baby was born and they told us cystic fibrosis, we didn't even know what it was. We didn't even know what that meant. We were told if we gave our child the very best care, he might make it to 10 years old, and he's going to be 54.
I got involved with CF Care over 20 years ago in 1989. I was asked to become involved with the adult CF clinic. In fact, we were just starting to form the very first CF clinic there at UC San Francisco.
There are lives at stake. I mean, there are people who want to be able to live a normal life and have a home and a family and pursue their dreams. A lot of them aren't children anymore. We have young adults that have cystic fibrosis now, which is just amazing.
60 years ago, Foundation's mission was to add tomorrows because there was no cure or there was no management of this disease. And parents were told to hug their kids because they'll not make it to the elementary school or even the preschool. With the remarkable job Foundation has done over the last 60 years, not only these kids are living, they're well into the 30s, 40s, and beyond, but they have active lifestyles. So what the Foundation has done, going back to 60 years and today, and keep on adding those tomorrows, it is a fantastic job well done by the Foundation.
My name is Liam Hearn. I was born and raised with cystic fibrosis. Childhood was a little rough. Started having liver problems and getting really sick. And that's when I actually got listed for a liver transplant at Children's Hospital up in Seattle.
My parents said I would never go to school regularly. I would never, I would never be healthy. I would never play sports. And that was in 1980. And, I run marathons. I rode in college. I went to law school. I'm a partner in a law firm. I have a daughter. All of those things were never even imaginable to my parents when I was born.
1988, the CF Foundation launched its first Great Strides campaign. We pretty much started our involvement with the CF Foundation the day my son was diagnosed. The day that we were told Sean had CF, we were also told about the CF Foundation, and we were told about all the amazing work that they were doing, the drugs they're working on, the treatments that were being discovered, and the lives that were being saved as a result. So we went home that day feeling optimistic about our son's health, but making sure that that actually happened. We signed up to volunteer for Great Strides.
I worked with the foundation on their Great Strides walks. I'm like boots on the ground with actual patients. I see them first usually when they come into a clinic visit.
I got involved with the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation because I certainly am not the type of person to sit on the sideline and not get involved in something as serious as cystic fibrosis. And I felt I could bring some awareness to the disease and hopefully bring some funds for a future cure.
The San Diego Foundation has come up with their own events just specifically for San Diego, for the CF San Diego community, focused on raising money and awareness just in San Diego, which is great.
The day that we went to Great Strides for the very first time, we were worried that it was going to be this sad reminder of our son's disease. When we got there, it was everything but anything sad or depressing. It was a celebration of life and of hope and of families and all the progress that we made. And now we've done it for so many years. We've been walking for 15 years now, that it's really Sean's party. It's just a true culmination of all the CF Foundation has done and what this amazing community has done to support us in our efforts to find a cure for Sean.
We've also formed, for our son's name is Dane, so we've started Team Dangerous. And, so people around the world in the motorcycle community are starting to hear more and more about cystic fibrosis.
I see more of an online presence, and I see that the foundation is involved in a lot more things, and I see advertising, and, there's a golf, there's a ride, there's run, there's so many things now.
Got a double lung transplant 14 weeks ago at UCSD. When I got out of the hospital 19 days later, I went to go see Laurent over at the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation just to say hi. And then I saw this little pamphlet of the cystic fibrosis cycle for life. I was like, this looks like fun. I might try this. And I ended up signing up for the Cystic Fibrosis Cycle for Life. I actually did all 32 miles. It was amazing. Amazing, so much fun.
He ended up riding back and we got to cheer him on, and he was able to ride with my father, which I think was a huge dream for him since Liam was born. He probably didn't imagine when Liam was born that he'd be able to ride with his son 32 miles and to complete it.
1989. A team of foundation-supported scientists discovers the defective CF gene and its protein product, CFTR, years before the human genome is mapped. This discovery opens the door to understanding the disease at its most basic level.
The CF Foundation has provided leadership all the way through, and I would say earlier on in the 1980s and 1990s, the focus was clearly basic science research, and then we've just had a steady stream of new therapies that have come on that have helped us maintain the health of patients.
This disease in my career, just the time of my career, has changed from being a virtual death sentence to being something that's much more understood as a defect in a chloride channel and no longer a death sentence when you hear it. It's tremendously changed, and the CF Foundation has been the force behind that.
Focusing on patients and families that are living with the disease, directing some needed resources to clinical care, and also trying to bridge and be a liaison between, people living with CF, their family members, clinicians, people who are just supporting the cause in terms of, philanthropy and such, and really trying to bring all of those people together into one community.
Illumina is a company that produces the tools for next-generation sequencing, so for understanding genetics. And we have a product that specifically provides better information for cystic fibrosis screening. And so when we launched our product for cystic fibrosis, we wanted to show our support for the cystic fibrosis community. And Sean Young lives in our community here in San Diego. And so we brought Sean over to share his story with our employees, and we formed a team to support Sean's Superstriders at the Cystic Fibrosis Walk.
My whole life has been impacted by the advancements of the CF Foundation. I mean, the medicine I take every day has been developed due to funding from the foundation. My exercise regimen, everything that I do to take care of myself is due to research that's been, partially or fully funded by the CF Foundation.
2000. The foundation invests in Vertex Pharmaceuticals, and in 2012, the FDA approves Kalydeco for a group of people with CF ages 6 and older. The drug is the first to address the underlying cause of CF and opens exciting doors to research and development that may lead to a cure for all people living with CF.
I think one of the biggest hallmarks of San Diego is the fact that not only are we working for a cure and fundraising for a cure, the cure is being developed right here in our own backyard. We have Vertex Pharmaceuticals who developed Kalydeco right here in the La Jolla offices. We have a front row seat to everything that we're working so hard to achieve.
It's been a privilege to be involved with this project, not only from the scientific perspective, but also as a member of the CF community. I love talking with the patients and the families. Every time they come in to visit and tour our facility, I have them sign a flask here. And the flask reminds us of all the different experiments that we do directly impact the patients' lives.
To be able to know some of the key scientists that are working on the project by first name basis, to be able to come and join their celebration when the Orkambi got its FDA approval, and just to see the energy and the passion of the people working behind the disease, it gives you so much more hope.
2015, the FDA approves Orkambi for people ages 12 and older who have 2 copies of the most common CF mutation, Delta F508, which represents about a third of those with CF in the United States.
The foundation has actually done a lot with my life. Without the foundation, I wouldn't be where I am now. They've been a part of me with helping literally everything in my life.
The CF Foundation and the pharmacy and all the fundraising, I believe, all of that has made it a lot easier for patients like myself to get the services they need, to get the doctor, the health care, and the medications, which has basically kept me alive. And because of the foundation, I'm still here.
Adding tomorrow's, living today, I think is a very inspirational phrase. You know, the idea of science really helping to add to those tomorrows, extending life, improving screening, improving drugs and treatments. But, you know, living today, I think, is really the connectedness that we all have in banding together against cystic fibrosis, from patients to researchers to physicians to companies like us, to really create hope for that future.
Living Today actually speaks out to me because I love to live in the moment. Every CFer I feel lives in the moment because they don't know if they're going to go in the hospital the next day. They don't know if they're going to be able to do what they do tomorrow.
When I grew up, I was told I wouldn't be here, you know, past my 20s. And that's a scary thing to live with, you know, and had I taken that to heart, I probably wouldn't be able to say living today, because it would be a constant fear of how long I was going to be here for.
I hope that their life is even more full than mine. I hope that they never get sick. I hope that they never have to have the fear, is this the beginning of something horrible? Am I going to end up in the hospital? I hope that they can just flourish and live their lives and not be afraid of CF and just live.
Adding tomorrows.
Adding tomorrows.
Adding tomorrows.
Adding tomorrows.
Living today.
Living today.
Living today.